guys, I'm just coming back to do another Halloween tutorial. I did a vampire bite tutorial using fake blood and nose and scalp wax, and not everybody has access to those, so I thought that I'd do another really quick one just using everyday products. So all I've used is nail polish glue to make the bite, and then I've used lipstick and eyeliner in the centre, a bit of eyeliner and lip gloss for the drop of blood, and then I've just used some eyeshadow around it for the bruising. So it is really easy to do, just takes a little bit of practice until you're happy with it, but play around with it a few times before you want to use it and see how you go. Take care everybody, bye!
So just go in with that eyelash glue wherever you want the bite mark to be. I'm just using the cheapest eyelash glue that I could find. It doesn't have to be expensive because it really doesn't make much difference at all. Just go in and kind of make a little ring or a donut shape, leaving a hole in the middle. If you want it to look a little bit more realistic, you can try and build up the inner edge so that it's a bit thicker, and then blend out the outer edge so that it blends into your skin more gradually. Just wait for that to dry, and then you can go in with tweezers or a toothpick or something to just work at that inner edge and pull it away, enlarging it a little bit so that it looks like more of a puncture wound. And I really like to pull up the edges so that it looks a bit jagged and more rugged, as though the skin's really been torn. Most eyelash glues will dry clear, but if it's not quite the right skin tone for you, then just dab a little bit of foundation or concealer over top of it. It doesn't matter if it's slightly lighter than your natural skin tone, because when you get marks and cuts and bruises like that, the skin immediately around the wound is normally a little bit paler, and then it goes on to the bruising. Now, depending on what kind of effect you'd like to give, you can go for a bright red lipstick, or you can use a darker one, maybe with a bit more of a brown tone to it. I'm actually using a brighter one in the top and a darker one in the bottom, but it's not showing up on my camera, unfortunately. So just apply that in the center of the wound, and I really like to try and work it underneath where I've pulled up that glue so that it looks as though it really is going into my neck and that it is a wound. When you're happy with that, just go in with a eyeliner. I'm using a liquid liner just because it has a really fine tip, so it gives me a bit more precision and control. You can use a pencil liner, or you could even use a little bit of eyeshadow. Just go right into the center, just going to make it look a little bit deeper. Now take a matte pink eyeshadow and just dab that around the wound. Try and stay away from a red if you can. If you only have a red, just try and put a bit of white over top so that it makes it a little bit pinker. If you want it to look a little bit older, as though it's a couple of days old, you can try playing with adding bits of yellow or bits of purple to the bruising. Now I'm going in with my lip liner, and I'm just using a red lip liner and drawing in where I want that drop of blood to be. The one that I'm using is quite a bright red. Use whatever colour you like that suits the look that you want to go for. You might want to use the same colour that you used on the inside of the bite. Because the one that I'm using is quite bright, I'm just going to go and deepen it using a little bit of eyeliner. I'm using a black, but a brown will probably look a little bit more realistic. So that everything is nice and blended in and looking even and like it's all one colour, I'm just going in with a Q-tip to blend those two colours together so that the black and the red blend nicely. When you're happy with that, go in with an opaque red lip gloss and just paint that over top. The one that I'm using is quite bright, which is why I wanted to add the darker colour underneath. Make sure that you add it on the inside of the wound as well. You can leave it like that if you want to, or if you want it to look a little bit fresher and a little bit more gooey, you can go over top of that again with a clear lip gloss. Hey, that's pretty much the whole look, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and have a happy Halloween. Bye!